farm haven't been eating their feed. Kurt thinks it might be because of heat exhaustion, as the weather has been extremely hot, and decides to prepare feed that cools down the animals. The lady is pleased to hear that and says that she will leave the pigs to Kurt's care as she takes her father-in-law for a walk. Kurt turns to see that Ulyssia is still frozen on the spot and wonders if she is really angry, so he tries to approach her but realizes that she is so mad that she can't even move an inch. He gives her some space and decides to prepare the feed. After providing the feed to the pigs, he turns to see that Ulyssia is still mumbling to herself that despite the age and height difference, it isn't unusual for them to have a child, as people don't have trouble imagining them together. She fully indulges in fantasies and panics completely, but then she calms herself down and says that she doesn't harbor any naughty feelings towards Kurt, as it is her job to protect him, but wonders why her heart hurts so much when she thinks of being away from him. Suddenly, a dragon appears in the sky, and Ulyssia takes out her sword to protect them, but before she can strike, Kurt stops her, saying that the dragon is friendly. Ulyssia still screams for Acury's safety, but the dragon simply eats the feed Kurt prepared, leaving Ulyssia worried. Kurt explains that in rural areas, it is common for dragons to show up for food, and Ulyssia is shocked by that, as she is from the city where this never happens. Acury wonders if it is a really big dog, and Kurt explains that it is a child dragon. However, Ulyssia starts smelling blood, so she looks around and eventually finds an injured phantom guards there. She quickly realizes it is the guardian that protects Kurt and notices movement in the bushes nearby, so she quickly gets into a sword fight with the assailant. Kurt and Acury rush to the battle place, and the assailant jumps out, asking them to hand the child over to her. Ulyssia quickly asks if she knows Acury. However, Kurt thinks that she is a dragon hunter, but Ulyssia believes the situation is far more concerning than facing a simple dragon hunter. Ulyssia tells Kurt to leave, and he is about to protest when the dragon quickly picks up both Kurt and Acury and flies away with them. Ulyssia looks at them fondly, feeling proud that Kurt managed to tame a dragon, as it is extremely hard, and says that Kurt is indeed a triple S rank in everything other than combat. Ulyssia tries fighting with the dragon hunter, but is unable to compete, so she starts defending herself and asks the imposter if she came here for the baby dragons. However, the dragon hunter doesn't reply, saying that nothing matters, as Ulyssia will be dead soon. She makes an attack that sends Ulyssia's sword flying, and then attacks her stomach, managing to leave a deep cut. Having no other choice, Ulyssia throws Kurt's magic crystals, which causes the ground to grow over the demon, making Eurytia think that this is the end of the imposter. Even the lady and her father-in-law, who are oblivious about the fierce battle on their farm, feel the ground shake and wonder if it was landsliding, before the father-in-law dismisses it as a good omen. However, despite being buried under the ground, the demon survives and comes out. However, now the dragon hunter has grown horns, and her nails have grown into bigger swords, which make Ulyssia realize that the dragon hunter is a demon with overwhelming magical power, who hates mankind. She wonders why a demon would show up in front of a human. As for the past century, not even a single demon has done that. The demon is shocked too, as she wasn't expecting a move from a human big enough to dispel her transformation spell and reveal her true self. So she says that no wonder Ulyssia was able to defeat a demon lord. Ulyssia is worried after hearing that, as she realizes that the demon knows their past, which means she has been monitoring them. She also doesn't have any weapons left and wishes that Kurt will be able to make it to the frontier safely, as the people there would be able to protect him. She apologizes for not being the one to protect him, realizing that she is losing too much blood, but suddenly, Kurt shows up riding the dragon. Ulyssia screams in anger, but Kurt falls from a tree since he has zero combat skills, before explaining that he wants Ulyssia to escape with him. Suddenly, the ground rumbles as a large number of angry pigs rush towards them. However, instead of hitting them, they pass Ulyssia and Kurt, and they both get on one of the pigs to ride them. Ulyssia wonders if it is common for men to ride pigs in the countryside or jump into scary battles with demons, and Kurt denies that, saying he understands that he is doing a reckless thing, but then quickly adds that it is not reckless for a man to protect a woman who is precious to him. However, instead of making her happy, this makes her particularly since Sina has already witnessed some of Kurt's extraordinary abilities. Sina presses Ulyssia to clarify Ulyssia will be alone with him on the second day. As they set off on the adventure, Rikudo mentions how Akiri joined them as well, and Kurt apologizes. Precious to him. However, instead of making her happy, this makes her, particularly since Sina has already witnessed some of Kurt's extraordinary abilities. Sina presses Ulyssia to clarify. Ulyssia will be alone with him on the second day. As they set off on the adventure, Rikudo mentions how Akiri joined them as well, and Kurt apologizes.
So, what do you guys like doing though? Yeah, like, what do you guys like doing? Do you fuck and all? Y'all should talk. Yes. 10 is alright, yeah? 10.